Wow. I guess you could say I'm the early years of Bob Williams. The early years of Michael and Kevin and Rob. It was amazing times, as Juliana mentioned at Penn State. I remember in the living room, there's your dad outlining the plays. And I'm going, so why does he do that? And he told me, it's how he follows the game. That's all right. I have written a tribute to Bob, and I was looking at this and thinking about it, and Jane's idea of saying, keep it short, Hal. Bob taught me how to speak long. I don't know if you know that. And I'm sorry this isn't in a 3-word binder, because that's how he taught me. I came to Longview in 1974 and joined 2 organizations, the Longview JCs and Early Words Toastmasters. Guess what? Bob was in both those groups. He was the manager of Weyerhaeuser, and he was involved in his church, and I was still at the tail end of my agnostic stage. Why do I say tail end? Bob Williams led me to Christ.
Wow.
Boys, you have a legacy. I was that lost man. He called me one day from our church's program, and it was called the I Found It Kid program. Some of you might be old enough to remember that. It was amazing, because at the same time, there was a young man that I was working with named Daddy Hool on the radio, which, well, when you come to understand that Daddy did this horribly funny commercial for George Rader's first campaign for city council. I forget, did we air it, George, or not? I don't think we did, but it really took the stress off of the campaign. And Bob chaired George's first Longview City Council race, and I kind of went along as vice chair. Because Bob said, hey, let's go do this. We won a race by 26 votes.
Wow.
And if you don't ever understand the power of doorbelling, I doorbelled my precinct the night before,
Oh my God.
and we won the precinct. It was amazing. Out there, you're going to see a little picture of 3 people in funny costumes. One was a friend that worked with. His name was Warren Franklin. He played Benjamin Franklin. I played John Adams, and in those days they had to make a vest with a stuff in it so I would look bigger. I don't need the vest anymore. And Bob Williams and Thomas Jefferson. I gotta tell you, we gave over 50 presentations. My most memorable presentation is Bob says, Hal, we've got this quick one. It's going to be with the American Association of Retarded People. Okay. Guess what? There are 2 organizations with AARP as their... So I come in, dressed up to the hilt, and Bob's down behind the pool table at the senior center going, okay, Hal, we got to change our whole plan. We got to go back to the one without our the things that we showed people. And we did it. Bob led. I know after I came to Christ, I ended up going to his same church, Calvary Community Church, where Pastor Bill Paris, a former legislator, was getting ready to retire. I gotta tell you, that influence that Bob brought into my life was really amazing. Because I had some ups and downs, and Bob was there for all those ups and downs. The lessons I learned from Bob included humility, graciousness, and finishing the race. It was just amazing to see him finishing the race as when I was vice chair of his governor campaign, and we knew it was rough. We knew it was tough. But like Bob said, like Juliana said, God had told him to run. He didn't tell him he was going to win. You know, and that's kind of hard on volunteers and the families. Remember the day that he became the nominee for a Republican candidate for governor? He did a weirdest fundraiser you would ever believe. On everybody's chair was an envelope. He said, I want all of your support. Will you put whatever change that you have in those envelopes? It happened. Can you believe it? Raised over $1,000 just in change. Bob was always thinking about the individual and the importance of the individual. All of what Juliana said is accurate, but this is the Bob I knew. I knew him on a more intimate level. He was a strong father to his kids, a loving husband to his wife, and a friend who sought counsel and gave counsel. The beginning of the Washington Public Power Supply System fiasco, he met with me and we prayed, because he said, what's going to come out is horrible. And I got to tell you, it was beyond horrible. And every day I go through Aberdeen and drive by those 3 conning towers there, I remember that conversation with him. He listened to people. Every decision he made was made after thoughtful prayer and listening to people. I know he helped hundreds of others through individual challenges on a variety of state agencies. In our years, in other words, Toastmasters, we traveled Southwest Washington doing leadership training, forming a club in Hazelville, Oregon, Washington. And as I think back on those days, would I be the man I am without Bob Williams? And the answer is no. Would I be the man I am without Michael, Kevin, Rob? No. Without Jay? No. The loss to our community when they moved up here was big. But I gotta tell you, he made a big difference.